Hi guys, we're popping in again with Facebook. We just recorded a quick little video, but I guess something happened. It's Mercury retrograde for sure.
Right.
So we're in again, and today we're talking about a really important subject, which is, and we get this question a lot. We had this question a lot too in the beginning. How far in advance should I plan my yoga retreat? And to that, the simple answer to that question is, if you're starting off, you want to. If you're doing a longer retreat, an international retreat, a 7-day retreat somewhere where you have to kind of get to by airplane or you have to travel far, we always recommend 9 to 12 months. And if you want to do a shorter retreat, a weekend retreat, or even a staycation, a day retreat, then 6 months is really good when you're just starting off. Notice I just said when you're just starting off. What is important is to really remember where we are in our retreat planning process. So if you've been doing retreats for a while, you can probably do it in a shorter period of time, right? So
And if you're repeating a retreat, if you've done this retreat before in the same location and around the same time of year, then it's easier to plan that the next time.
Right, because you're building on top of the momentum of the other ones. So repeated retreats that have the same theme or the same group of people you're inviting, those can be planned in a lot less time period. So that said, what's really important when you start planning your retreat is not only how far in advance, but what do you do in the beginning and how much do you plan on, right?
Yeah.
So because we have all these 9 months, we're like, okay, am I going to wait until last moment to do all these things? No, right? We want to start really with a good structure from the beginning. That is really what's going to make your retreat successful and what's going to save you a lot of heartache and headache. I always say
it's like alignment in yoga. You have to have a certain amount of structure to have all the other stuff, all the other creative and flowing energy that will come out of the planning process.
From that structure, you can expand and flow and create. So,
structure meaning schedule.
Yeah, schedule. So that's exactly what we mean. Schedule it out. So we've been working. In the beginning, we were always like, okay, we got to do this. We're always catching up and had all these things and ideas in our head that we couldn't really get on paper, and we were just not thriving when it came to planning retreats. It was always a mess.
Not always,
but in the beginning it was a lot.
It was a little messier.
So we realized that having a really structured plan that we had every time we did retreats, because retreats are the same no matter where you go. You have to do kind of the same steps. And so we started creating this plan that worked for us. And one of the things that is really important in the beginning is to first start with why you want to plan retreat. So we call this our why, and I've mentioned this in the group a little bit and with other people that are in the group. They know what we're talking about. But our why is really the real intention behind why we want to plan a retreat as a yoga teacher.
What's your purpose? How is this going to feed you? How is this going to nurture you, yourself, your being, your students? What's the big picture?
What's the big picture? You want to start there because you want the retreat to be in alignment with you, and you want to find your uniqueness within that why. And then the second step is serving your students, which I know a lot of you guys have been doing as well, which is amazing. You want to then validate that idea, that retreat idea, vision with your students and see, are they going to respond to this? Is this something they want? Because we have to take that into account no matter what we're doing. So those are the two things you want to balance, your why and your retreat. And with those two together, you create something called the retreat vision. And that is what's going to carry you in through all these months, right? Yeah. You have this vision. From the vision comes your location, your pricing, your type of travel, the food, what you're going to have,
extra activities,
your schedule. Who are your students? All these things come from that retreat vision. Little ball here. I love doing little mudras. But yeah, so that's really what's important. So the takeaway for this is schedule your retreat,
map out your plan. Schedule your plan of how you're going to take steps towards your retreat, towards manifesting your retreat. So schedule in when you're going to think about your why, when you're going to write that down. Schedule in when you're going to survey your students. Schedule in, put it on your calendar when you're going to bring it all together, and have a deadline. Because if you don't have deadlines, as we know, things can take a lot longer. So put it on your calendar, map it out, make a clear plan.
And we're actually working on a tool. That's why we thought we were going to bring this up today, because it's so top of mind. We're working on a free little PDF that I don't know if you guys have popped into our blog, but we from time to time give away cool little PDFs that are like workbooks that you can use when you're planning your retreat or you're envisioning your business. So we're working on a really cool 60-day plan. So it's a 60-day launch your retreat plan, basically.
A planner.
A
You
planner.
get to fill
That's
in.
Yeah. So you get to fill it in, and you get to also, we lay out all the steps that we follow. And so that's going to be really cool, and we promise you guys will be the first ones to.
And gals.
And gals. I don't
Mostly
say guys.
guys.
I know. Guys, with guys I mean everyone, but
Yeah.
gals. And yeah, you guys will be the first ones. So hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
How do you end this anyway?
I don't know.
Namaste.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a great day.